योगेन चित्तस्य पतेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Yoga is a gift of India to the mankind. UNESCO has declared yoga as humanity's intangible cultural heritage gifted by India to the world. After declaration of 21st June as International Day of Yoga with the initiative of Indian Prime Minister Modi ji, the yoga has rapidly spread around all the world. Europe, USA, Asia, in several countries, yoga is now being practiced like a routine, exercise, and way of life. Even though there is a huge spread of yoga, there is still concern about authenticity and purity and traditions used in practices of yoga. It is therefore felt that there is need for harmonization and standardization of yoga courses in higher education around the world. On the advice of Padma Shri awardee Dr. H.R. Nagendra Guruji, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India decided to undertake this mission. NAAC is a premier assessment and accreditation body under the University Grants Commission of India. With the experience of accreditation of more than 8,000 colleges and over 300 universities, NAAC has earned reputation as one of the most experienced quality assurance body in the world.
NAAC was set up in 1994 with two major objectives. One, assessment and accreditation of higher educational institutions. Two, promoting the culture of quality in higher education institutions.
When Professor S.C. Sharma, Director NAAC, assumed the responsibility, the mission of yoga accreditation at national and international level was initiated under the convenorship of Dr. Jagannath Patil, Advisor NAAC, under the guidance of Nagendra Guruji as the chairman of the Yoga Expert Committee. In August 2018, a national workshop was conducted inviting experts from all over India to initiate the process of developing manual for assessment of accreditation of yoga programs. After a series of meetings, consultations, and also a pilot study involving over 60 universities in India, NAAC came out with the manual for program accreditation of yoga higher education institutions in India. In March 2019, a national conference was organized at Prashanti Kutiram in S. Vyasa University, wherein experts from all over India and representatives of 60 universities gathered to deliberate on the nuances of the assessment and accreditation framework developed by NAAC, and the yoga higher education community in India endorsed the framework developed by NAAC and national level, and it was decided to take it at international level. It was on 26th April 2019 the historical global Yoga Summit was organized, initiated by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India, Asia Pacific Quality Network, and the Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations. Eminent experts of yoga from around the world and accreditation experts gathered in UNO headquarters in New York and deliberated the future of yoga higher education, mainstreaming, and accreditation. The outcome of this global summit was the draft New York Bengaluru vision statement for yoga higher education ecosystem by collaboration, mainstreaming, and accreditation of yoga higher education.
I'm sure New York Bengaluru Vision Statement 2019 towards a global ecosystem in yoga higher education will be counted as a major landmark in both the national and international history of the higher education quality assurance. The Ministry of Ayush will make all effort to promote the spirit of this New York Bengaluru Yoga Vision Statement and taking forward the message around the world. In this world, once again, I thank all of you.
और ये प्रमाणिकता अब इस योग के रूप में दुनिया में भी चली जाएगी। अभी तो ये महाविद्यालयों तक है और लेकिन इसको लेकर के हमारी NAAC संस्था मूल्यांकन और उसका प्रत्यायन करने के लिए जब ये वो होगा, अधिकृत होगा, तो निश्चित रूप में ये दुनिया में भी जाएगा। और मेरी आपको बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं। आपका जो ये मिशन है, लंबी समय का जो आपका अनुभव है, आपकी साधना है, वो अब समय आ गया उसको हाँ
विश्व में जो
विश्व में फैलाने का
एक्रेडिटेशन जो कमिटी है,
बिल्कुल
जिसमें NAAC सबसे ऊंचाई स्तर पर है।
हाँ,
इन्होंने इतना अच्छा बना दिया।
तो मेरी शुभकामना। हाँ, इसको फिर आगे बढ़ाइए ऐसी शर्मा जी और आप सबको भी।
The draft New York Bengaluru vision statement on yoga accreditation was deliberated and consulted across the world by various stakeholders for over 3 to 4 months. Noting the implication towards a need for systematic coordination and cooperation amongst various institutions and stakeholders across the globe involved in offering the programs or accreditation of yoga programs, the Global Summit affirmed the following common statement of intents. The proclamation reads, "We, the organizers, partners, participants, and supportive members of the Global Yoga Accreditation Summit 2019, being represented by the key national and international governmental policymakers, global leaders of accreditation bodies, networks, QA agencies, prominent representatives within and outside the higher education providers in yoga and yoga experts, we as a global community of representatives commit to moving together to claim and preserve authentic yoga tradition in its truest essence while respecting the diversity of different schools of thoughts. We strive to enter into a mutual dialogue and process towards creating a global ecosystem in collaborating, mainstreaming, and accreditation of yoga programs within the higher education ambit by amalgamating a harmonization between the traditional philosophy and modern practices, scientifically opening every possibility of research exploration across various dimensions of traditional yogic principles, grounding on authenticity of curriculum based on traditional philosophical foundations, research, innovation, and extension of yogic ecosystem, yoga as a key tool for promotion of health, values such as global peace and harmony, global citizenship, application of the yogic domains. We further ensure to together promote yoga programs that are well contained within a shared understanding of international standards and quality framework. We shall strive to nurture and groom both artistic and scientific temperaments towards the vast reservoir of yogic knowledge. Promote and present globally the vast scope of Vedic psychology, the realm of mind, behavior, etc., within Ayurveda applications as antidotes or solutions to stress and growing lifestyle diseases. Vedic sciences, including all aspects of yoga that enhances positive human dynamics as well as facilitate salutogenesis in individuals and in and social systems worldwide. We intend to raise the benchmark on scientifically approaching the study of yoga and provide further impetus to the growth and promotion of yoga in a harmonized manner globally and unearth the techniques and innovatively adopt them for the benefits of the modern society. We collectively and collaboratively agree on our aspirations and actions to 1. Explore the formalization of an international framework and protocol on the mainstreaming of yoga programs and its accreditation within the higher education ambit. 2. Advocate with various policymakers on mainstreaming and accreditation of yoga programs into the higher education ambit. 3. Mobilizing funds to support yoga higher education institutions and provide scholarships to students and research grants to teachers. 4. Setting up a global vision group to take forward the conversation and outcomes of global summit, beginning of a conversation towards a global ecosystem in yoga higher education through accreditation. While complementing Asia Pacific Quality Network, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India, and the Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations in taking up this global yoga accreditation initiative with the leadership from its origin in India, we commit our support in taking forward this New York-Bangalore vision statement to all stakeholders in the best interest of health, peace and humanity. The draft, initiated on 26 April 2019 at the United Nations headquarters, New York, and being simultaneously adopted at Bengaluru, New Delhi and worldwide on 24th-25th September 2019. Over 17 leading organizations in the world have endorsed the New York-Bengaluru vision statement on yoga accreditation. A network of quality assurance agencies with over 200 members and accreditation bodies in over 40 countries, Asia Pacific Quality Network, besides National Accreditation Council of India, prominent yoga universities in India, and higher education providers in yoga in Europe, USA, and Asia have endorsed and joined in the simultaneous release of New York-Bengaluru Vision Statement 2019 for yoga higher education.
Honorable guests, respected organizer, dear colleagues and friends, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm President of Asia Pacific Quality Network, APQN. On behalf of all APQN Board of Directors and 241 members from 42 countries and territories, I'd like to express my sincere congratulations to release New York-Bangalore Vision Statement. I'm fortunate to attend Global Yoga Accreditation Summit held at UN headquarters in New York on April 26 to 7 this year. I do believe this New York-Bangalore vision statement is very useful in promoting yoga higher education in China as well as the countries in the Asia Pacific region. As we all know, yoga, the treasure of the world, is originated in India with a history of 5,000 years. Yoga is more about harmonizing oneself with the universe, the technology of aligning individual geometry with the whole cosmic to achieve the highest level of harmony in this contradictory and diversified globe. Yoga's harmony can also be found at the core of Chinese Confucian ethics, 天人合一, harmony between human nature, which has been firmly stuck to for over 2,000 years in China. I do believe New York, Bengaluru vision state will greatly strengthen the key essence and everlasting spirit of yoga, harmony. I do believe New York, Bengaluru vision statement will be counted as a milestone in both national and international history of higher education quality assurance in the whole world. I do believe New York, Bengaluru vision statement will begin a conversation towards a global ecosystem in yoga higher education through cooperation, mainstreaming, and accreditation. Thank you very much.
Namaskar. I am Antonietta Rozzi from Italy. I am glad to participate at the release of the New York Bengaluru Vision Statement 2019, and I would like to greet the honorable guests of this conference. I am glad and honored to be part of the New York Bengaluru group and think that the release of the New York Bengaluru Vision Statement is an important starting point for common development of yoga in different countries, especially in Europe. I am willing to continue to collaborate in order to guarantee yoga and yoga teachers the dignity that this noble science deserves, starting from accreditation. Many thanks and pranam to all.
I'm Rajan Narayanan, Executive Director of Life in Yoga Institute and the Chief Clinician and Scientist for Yoga Therapy at the Institute. We are perhaps the only institution in the United States who have the accreditation to provide continuing medical education credits for physicians. We have maintained the authenticity of yoga based on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali and its application to therapy through nadis. We laud and support the effort of the National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India to bring yoga as part of the accreditation criteria in higher education. The relevance of this is far-reaching. Vedic knowledge and Indian tradition is a conglomeration of 33 ancient religions which culled out the spiritual nature of physical existence in the form of the universal truth or Sanatana Dharma. Yoga principles represent that truth devoid of any religious rituals. While the Newtonian approach of physical observation-based knowledge development has carried the world over the last few centuries, in application of modern living, such a physically viewed perspective of existence has not only created stress and disharmony in the world, but has also left many unanswered questions related to the nature of life, death, health, and purpose of living. The advancement of science today has brought us to the threshold where today we can integrate the wisdom of yoga and Sanatana Dharma with scientific understanding, thus integrating the source and nature of creation with scientific development and every aspect of living. In effect, our educational curriculum needs to reflect that. And the product of that would be stress-free living for humanity and yogic cure to every problem of the world. National Assessment and Accreditation Council has taken the first step here. Congratulations to Dr. Jagannath Patil and his team. Our best wishes go to all of you.
This is Arun Kumar Garg, President Chair of Canada-India Network Society. The society is not-for-profit, incorporated in the province of British Columbia, Canada. Our vision is building healthy civil society. We are actively involved in promoting and integrating yoga in health and health programs. I'm delighted to be recording these greetings on the release of 2019 vision statement. Yoga is unique in providing support for health, especially in health promotion and mental health activity. Canada-India Network Society is actively supporting and promoting incorporation of yoga in teaching as well as health activities in the province of British Columbia. We are working with academic institutes as well as health providers. Release of this document and preparation will support standards and will also help promotion of yoga and quality of yoga teaching. I am delighted that we are participating in this document, and we look forward for future activity. We are very hopeful that yoga teaching can also be incorporated in undergraduate medical school teaching. We are particularly hopeful that yoga teaching and through this standards, we will be able to seek accreditation for some of the programs in the province. Once again, my heartiest congratulations and best wishes for ongoing success.
हायर एजुकेशन में नैक का ये प्रयास कि योग शिक्षा का हिस्सा बने और योग हमारे स्वभाव में उतरे, उससे हमारी चेतना में सात्विकता और दिव्यता आएगी और मनुष्य में जो अप्रतिम सामर्थ्य है, बौद्धिक दृष्टि से, भावनात्मक दृष्टि से, पुरुषार्थ की दृष्टि से, वो सामर्थ्य योग से जागृत होगा। तो नेट के इस प्रयास से, योग की प्रतिष्ठा से पूरे विश्व में मानव के अंदर मानवता की प्रतिष्ठा होगी, तो मनुष्य खाली एक यंत्र बन करके नहीं रह जाएगा, उसके भीतर का अप्रतिम सामर्थ्य दिव्यता के साथ जागृत होगा और तब एक सुंदर सृष्टि का सृजन होगा। मेरी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं हैं इस पुण्य प्रयास के लिए और यह मानव मात्र की आवश्यकता है।
NAAC has taken this initiative to streamline and to standardize all those different schools of yogas, different thought streams, and make it suitable globally for higher education. So we need to look into the differences and the unity in yoga that can enrich the mankind with innumerable benefits. Though there are yoga students and teachers all over the world, it was most needed these days that proper standardization and accreditation was necessary, and I congratulate NAAC for taking this very important step for accreditation in the field of yoga. All the best and blessings.
National Assessment and Accreditation Council of India has used its 25 years of experience in assessment and accreditation to come out with a framework for accreditation of yoga programs and higher education institutions within India. It also ventured into development of an international framework for yoga higher education accreditation by bringing together all the stakeholders of yoga, the yoga higher education providers, the accreditation bodies together on a platform of United Nations, and the release of New York Bengaluru vision statement for creation of ecosystem of yoga higher education through mainstreaming, collaboration and accreditation will be considered as a major landmark in the history of yoga higher education quality assurance. true to its position, its ancient position as the Jagat Guru and the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, India will now lead the path of yoga higher education for the benefit of the health, peace and humanity.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः